Hello, hello. Hi, this is Virginia, author, speaker, and entrepreneur at virginiageorge.com. And today we are going to talk about eucalyptus essential oil. Um, so, the first thing to discuss when we're talking about eucalyptus essential oil is the species. There are several different species of eucalyptus oil that are on the market. And right now, I just actually so the two that we're going to talk about specifically today are Eucalyptus radiata and Eucalyptus globulus, and we are going to focus on Eucalyptus radiata. But I did an Amazon search for eucalyptus essential oil, and almost all of it, save for a couple of specific brands, were Eucalyptus globulus. So let's talk about the difference, because we're going to talk not about the Eucalyptus globulus, but the Eucalyptus radiata. Radiata is, so there's something in eucalyptus oil called 1,8-cineol, and this 1,8-cineol really is great for respiratory support, for helping to open up and clear your airways. It is also found in rosemary oil and peppermint oil, and this is actually the component that makes it generally wise to avoid it with infants, because the 1,8-cineol can slow respiratory rates, and the last thing you want is an infant or a young child who is not breathing properly. So we generally recommend keeping it away from children, from young ones, especially infants. So Eucalyptus globulus has a much higher, 10 or 15%, I believe is what I read, higher percentage of the 1,8-cineol, whereas the radiata is a little bit lower. So it's so when using it with kids, it's basically just a better choice. And it also has a little bit more subtle smell. So it's a little bit softer and more subtle, and also I think a lot of aromatherapists really will generally prefer or choose, in some cases, the radiata over the globulus. So this is why it's important to know your oils. It's important to know what you're getting and what you're purchasing and why. So Eucalyptus radiata. It is steam distilled from the leaves of a eucalyptus tree. And it is, like I said, it's really great for respiratory support. So just for helping when your body is feeling challenged, just to kind of help and open things up. Let's see. I'm just going to look at a little bit the physical side of it before we touch the emotional side. So you can also use it with acne. Let's see. And then, because of that, it can also be help. It's kind of invigorating too, because of the same component in it. So eucalyptus. I know some people. We have a friend who has a sauna. And if you are not from a Scandinavian family, it is not a sauna. It is a sauna. Let's just get that straight. So he has a sauna. Here it's not common, but it's not uncommon for people to have personal saunas at their home, either wood-fired or electric. So he has a sauna, and he loves using the eucalyptus in his sauna. It just helps him to be breathing clearly. So he buys eucalyptus oil for that. And some people also really like doing a shower tablet. So you can kind of turn your shower into a big diffuser or a big humidifier, where while you're in the shower, you take this little tablet that you've made out of, baking soda. I haven't made them, so I don't remember exactly what's in them, but baking soda, I think, and then just a little bit of water. And the eucalyptus oil, and you just get it you let it get wet and then let it dry, and it'll create this hard little tablet that you can take out, and you just drop it into the bottom of the shower when you hop in. And then the eucalyptus is released when the water gets the baking soda wet, and then the baking soda will just run down the drain. But it can be a really great way to help for seasonal support. Emotionally, eucalyptus is the oil of wellness. I'm just gonna, okay. Emotionally, it is the oil of wellness. So eucalyptus addresses a deep emotional or spiritual issue of the need to be sick. It reveals patterns of thinking that continually create poor health. So I don't think it's any secret that our emotions, when we're stressed out and we're thinking about things negatively, that can negatively affect our health. I think we can probably all agree on that. Maybe to the extent is where we might disagree, but our mind and body are tied together, and there's no separating them. And so if we're constantly in what they call stinking thinking, and we're constantly just thinking about all of the bad things, and we're worrying about getting sick, you're going to be far more likely to get sick. So using eucalyptus can help you work through some of those feelings. Such beliefs may include thoughts like, I don't deserve to be well, and I am the sort of person that is always getting sick, or the only way I can get a break is to get sick. Now, I'm a mom, and let me tell you, I have had that thought of the only way I can get a break is to get sick. Oh, if I would just get sick, then somebody else would have to take care of the kids, and I could just lay in bed. And I actually did that the end of January, not on purpose. I got really sick. I had a fever, and I slept. I slept for like 3 days. So I got a break, but here I am a month later, and I still have a cough. And it was not a very restful break because I was sick. So thankfully my husband was on vacation, and so he was able to stay home and take care of the kids while I slept. So, okay. So eucalyptus, it can give the individual courage to face these issues and beliefs. It encourages them to let go of their attachments to illness. Eucalyptus encourages individuals to take full responsibility for their own health. It also bestows trust that one's needs and desires can be met even if they allow themselves to be well. So, and again, we kind of can get stuck in these ruts and negative thinking and all of that, but you can claim wholeness, you can claim wellness, you can live well, and it's actually something I've been thinking about, just like the troubles that we have in our lives. Sometimes they become who we are, and we identify with that, and if you take that away, then you're taking away a piece of somebody's identity. And we are not supposed to find our identity in our roles, in our situation. We find our identity in the Lord and in God and being His child. And so I think this is really important to allow yourself to be well and to not hold on to the negativity that has been in your past. So emotions, eucalyptus addresses being attached to illness, clingy, defeated, despair, a desire to escape life or responsibilities, feeling imprisoned, powerless, and sickly. So that is eucalyptus. So eucalyptus is often found in some blends, especially if there's some kind of a respiratory blend or clarifying kind of thing. So again, just know your species of eucalyptus. And when you have the choice, go for the Eucalyptus Radiata, unless there's something specific that the Eucalyptus globulus is known for that the Radiata is not, that you're trying to address. So with that, I hope you will have a great day. Go ahead and tweet me on Twitter at @VerGeorge and let me know, use hashtag #KnowYourOils. Let me know how you're using your essential oils or what questions that you might have that I can address in another scope. So catch me weekdays at VerGeorge or periscope.tv/VerGeorge. That's my handle on Instagram and Twitter. And I will see you around. Thank you.